So this year has been some incredible mobile games that hit the app stores with stunning graphics, addictive gameplay, innovative features. And today I have my top picks for, the end of the year. It's about time we'll cover some of the best mobile games of this year that I've personally played and found great joy out of it. Let's enjoy the holidays, everybody. Let's see if you guys want to pick up any new mobile games before the end of the year, before we get to 2023. First game on my list is Path to Nowhere. This is a compelling tower defense RPG with stunning visuals that make collecting characters an absolute thrill. The stamina system can feel a little bit restrictive, but if you're looking for a new take on gachas and tower defense, it's definitely well worth your time. So let's get a little bit into what exactly is Path to Nowhere. The game is set in the post-apocalyptic setting of this city, which is experiencing a threat that could completely end it. So mania, which is a virus mutation that began as a brain disease, is raging across the land, and the only hope of humankind against this virus is you, the player. But as the main character, you take control of Chief, a person with a peculiar but extremely potent power known as shackles. Then there are sinners, the real criminals, apprehended to prevent them from wreaking havoc in the city. This is where the game takes its spin on the gacha system, so you're pretty much summoning for these sinners, and you can use shackles to further upgrade them. But actually, they will be the ones that will be able to aid the chief in achieving their objective. There are several different sinners that you need to apprehend and put under your control by shackling them, and this can then be deployed during gameplay. There are only 6 units that can be placed on a board at any point in time to defend against and attack enemies in combat scenarios, with each unit possessing unique special abilities. Endura, Fury, Umbra, Arcane, Reticle, and Catalyst are the classes of each center, and depending on these classes, a particular unit is better suited to various roles such as attacking, blocking, healing, and so on and so forth. Now, aside from these classes, each center has an ultimate that not only looks fantastic, but also performs well in whatever role they are assigned to. The winning strategy is pretty much simple, almost in any other tower defense game. Destroy all the enemies while letting them reach the chief or you as the player character. One thing I do like about Path to Nowhere is the freedom to be able to move your characters whenever and wherever you want. But despite that freedom of movement, you do have to keep your moves in check because, as you probably have already guessed, there is a limited amount of moves you can actually make, and this is where it doesn't feel like a regular entry into the tower defense genre. Next on the list is Marvel Snap. Now, this is probably by far one of my favorite card games of the year, aside from Master Duel, Duel Links, Hearthstone. Marvel Snap definitely adds a different twist onto the plate of the card game world. This is essentially a card game that focuses on Marvel heroes and villains, but instead of your standard attack and defense, reduce your opponent health down to 0, Marvel Snap introduces a shakeup to that card game world. Every deck consists of 12 cards with a 6-turn match. These by far are the quickest matches you will probably ever play. Definitely easy pickup for anybody that's just trying to play while they're on their more daily commute. Your goal is essentially to utilize your deck and beat your opponent 2 out of the 3 areas by the time of your 6th turn. Definitely bring your 12 card deck to the field to go against your opponent like other card battlers. Each card has an energy cost from 1 to 6 and a power level but no health. These cards do not actually fight each other. On turn 1 you have 1 energy, turn 2 you have 2, and all the way up until turn 6 you will have 6. By the time you get to the 6th turn, you will probably have already spent about maybe 4 to 5 minutes actually playing this game. I have went through about 10 or so matches and even more than that since the game has came out, and to go against actual players, and there is a ranking system. The battlefield will look weird, but you will definitely get the hang of it very soon, as every match will start with 3 varying locations based in the Marvel world with varying effects to your battles and cards. Now, of course, this is not like any gacha game. Every card you get in this game, you can obtain literally for free. There's not literally no pay to one feature. Just climb up the ladder. You'll get a random amount of particular cards in that order depending on what you are playing. My next game on the list is Nikke, Goddess of Victory. This is a brand new RPG on this list that incorporates multiple genres in one game, from being a waifu gacha collector to a shooter RPG. Goddess of Victory stands out for its unique gameplay, consisting of covering based shooter stages where you can assemble squads of a different variety of Nikkes, each with their own unique traits and skills. These android girls also come equipped with different weapon types, which makes them adept at different types of combat scenarios. Now, Nikkei excels due to its awesome story, told that's through dialogue and cutscenes between stages where you can see your different Nikkeis and other characters interacting with each other as the events of the story unfold. Similarly, in pivotal moments, you'll also be treated to cool animated cutscenes that help to further develop. Now, next game on this list, which is probably by far one of my favorite, as I have covered this game for almost an entire year of its inception, and even a little bit of last year as well. It is Torchlight Infinite. This is a hack and slash game developed by XD Inc. and licensed by Perfect World and Runic Games. The fate of Evertech is in your hands, and with highly customizable character builds and rewarding boss fights, each hero of Torchlight is empowered to defeat the darkness and achieve salvation as ARPG. You too can join forces with Torchlight to hack and slash your way through various carefully crafted dungeons in this new action role-playing game. Now, Torchlight Infinite brings open-ended hero building, allowing you to customize your hero with 24 talent trees, 180 plus unique skills, and if you're up for a challenge, then Torchlight has you covered with completely randomized dungeons to keep players on their toes at all times to test your builds to the max. If you love collecting loot like myself, then in Torchlight you'll get unlimited amount of loot, infinite stamina, non-stop action, constant enemies engaging you, or the new powerful Dirk Surge event. On top of the endless action, you can run through enemies without being held back because you can enjoy your skills with no cooldowns. With 5 playable characters, you can live their stories and go on an amazing journey and become a legend. Now, for any Torchlight fans that just know the gameplay is similar to Torchlight Infinite 1 and 2, and this actually takes place 200 years after the events of Torchlight 2. This game is of course playable on both Android and iOS devices, and with Season 2 right around the corner a little bit in January, it's even a better time to hop in and try it out. Now, another vertical-based game has hit the scenes earlier this year, and it is Dislight, a more urban addition to mythological gods. Dislight brings a lot to the table. The game refers to these gods as espers in this DJS world, which, don't get me wrong, music sounds amazing. I love it, actually. Now, the gacha system in this game is pretty lackluster, as the game has a bad pity system, so if you're a new free-to player, just know you'll really be relying on luck to get any legendaries on the new espers. The gameplay is your natural run-of-the-mill turn-based system. The graphics are very stunning, especially seeing the espers use their ultimates. The amount of content in this game is definitely a lot to do, but be wary of the sudden difficulty spike and be ready for a grind, since the game definitely loves to make doing certain tasks behind powerful enemies, so if you do not have a well-built team, you will be stuck and will not progress until then. Dislight soundtrack, like I said earlier, banger. They really bring home that DJS world, in which it is S tier since the game revolves around beats, as well as the music is amazing. This stylish cyberpunk pop fantasy takes on gods, and the story will take you away in this futuristic world. Dislight is, of course, available on both iOS and Android. Now, this particular entry on this list blew me away. No, it did not release in 2022, but I actually got around to playing it in 2022, so I added this on a list. I feel like this definitely should be brought up just in case if nobody has never heard of it or never played it. But Forgotten Anne. This is an indie platformer published by Square Enix and developed by Throughline Games. The game was released on Steam, Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo Switch, iOS, Mac, GOG, and Android on May 15th of 2018. Like I said, it sounds a little late, but I'm bringing this up to you guys because my God, is it good. There is a demo and paid version is $7 USD for mobile and $19.99 for Steam. You play as the character Anne, the enforcer who keeps order in the Forgotten Lands, as she sets out to squash a rebellion that might prevent her master Bonku and herself from returning to the human world. The game focuses more on visual storytelling and platforming, so during my time through the demo and actually officially buying the game, we can use the word combat very loosely, and there isn't actually any fighting, but you can do a technique called distilling, which absorbs the energy out of the Forgotten Lands, and you can come across, but most of your combat is seeing how good you are at talking to the NPCs, see what's the correct thing to do, and get to your main goal. You'll come across a lot of dialogue between you and the Forgotlings. You will have to talk your way out of it all, but is there a fighting system like in most other games? No, it's not. It is purely visual storytelling, detective work chasing down rebels with a decent story. Following up on another visual storytelling game, granted, like I said, this is an RPG channel, but I wanted to show you guys like this. If you guys want to check out more of my mobile game content that sometimes I don't post on YouTube, follow the tap link below. That's where I get all of my mobile games and I'm able to play all this good stuff. But to add to this list for visual storytelling novels, Opus Echo of Starsong. As of November 17th, 2022, an amazing visual novel hit the mobile market for iOS. What is Opus of Echo of Starsong? An Echo of Starsong is a visual novel style adventure game. Asteroids emitting a sound known as Starsongs has become the center of conflict for the immense power they hold. Determined to claim asteroids of his own, a young man ventures out with a girl who can imitate Starsongs, lending her voice to unravel an ancient myth deep in the heart of space. It is a text-driven side-scrolling adventure game developed by a Taiwanese independent studio, Signal. It is the third installment of the Opus series after Opus The Day We Found Earth and Opus Rocket of Whispers, and like its predecessors, the game focuses on pure story and puzzles and exploring. Echo of Starsong is a very beautiful game and honestly a great story as well, with 7 to 10 hours of playtime for the full game, probably another hour or two for side missions, and a lot of players will love this game. Only problem is players who do not like visual novels will not enjoy this game. Do not come into this game expecting high intensity gameplay or anything of the sort. This is my only con I could say I have during my first hours of playing the game, but if you're a fan of these type of games with a great story, beautiful music, little to no combat, then Opus of Echo Starsong is right up your alley. So we get to the last intro in the list, which is Artery Gear Fusion. Now, mechs and hot anime waifus. If that's up your alley like it is for me, then you should try Artery Gear Fusion. Being released not only a couple months ago, I've been playing since day one and gathered quite a few mech waifus. Artery Gears are what the mech girls are referred to, and one thing that grabs my eye the most is the stunning attacks in battle. And if you are familiar with Epic 7's attacks and how the visuals look, then you'll be blown away for how good Artery looks. All of your waifus are mechs, and you can use different ways of customizing the power of them by upgrading their battle parts. You will assemble a squad of 4 attacking members, which will be your main team, and you'll be able to have 3 tactical support members that give your main team buffs. New players are able to get 1 infinite draw to get a powerful Artery Gear to get you through most of the story and event content. Currently right now, Artery Gear was holding a collab event, so now there's even more time to hop in, and it's basically available for both iOS and Android. Now, these are just a few of the amazing mobile games that I have played and that came out sort of this year. Whether you are a fan of puzzle games, strategy games, or something in between, each offering its own unique gameplay and graphics to keep players entertained for hours on end. Whether you're a casual gamer or a hardcore fan, there's a mobile game on this list for you. Which ones will you try? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, then hit that like button. And if you enjoyed today's list, then subscribe for more PC and mobile games coverage regarding your favorite RPGs, whether they're brand new or old. And it's been your host, Chaos DTV, here at Chaotic Inc., signing out. Peace.
I make 'em manifest. I don't sleep, that's so weak, don't plan to rest. I'm from a hood where you die if you don't pack a vest. No culinary degrees, but whipping crack the best. Chefing, hard times taught lessons. Praying every night to pull up in park Benzes. What's my home is what you call trenches. You wouldn't last a day seeing life through all lenses. It's all tension, no sun, and rain and plenty. Full-time job, still can never make a penny. I ain't